we we used to defend reality to keep others in check. Now our ego defends the dream. And what dream are we defending? We're defending the American dream. And what is the American dream? It's a very quick path to destruction that we're on. And God is the only way out of it. What are we defending? We're defending our dream because ever since Aleister Crowley introduced the new eon of Thelema, men have become positive and women have become negative. Kabbalistically speaking, this means that men are merciful and women are judgmental. But it wasn't always this way. For a lot of human history, women were merciful and men were judgmental. And this was a product of us defending reality. And then a few enlightened individuals it seems like it's a nice thing to call them enlightened, but in reality, I'm kind of ashamed to be a part of these enlightened individuals because somewhere along the lines of history, a few enlightened individuals realized that the dreams could be defended instead of reality because we could lucid dream. And just like Inception, we could navigate our dream world and bend time and reality and bend space time around our will and around our being. Um, so, what is the American dream that we're defending with our ego? The American dream, believe it or not, is to kill your father. The American dream is to kill God. People think America is this Christian nation. It's not. America is very Luciferian and Wiccan and um, so anyways, I was telling Opeksha earlier that the only reason to believe in God was to kill God because you can either doubt or believe in God, and if you doubt, like it's like you either doubt or believe in your father. And Freud says that your father is God, right? In your life, your father is God, literally. So your conceptions of God are your conceptions of your father. So what I think is, and how I feel is, the only reason to believe in God is to kill God. Where if you doubt God, you're actually protecting God's life because it's like the elephant in the room. If you believe in the elephant, then you can kill the elephant because you believe in it. It's like a monster. It's a scary monster that if you believe in it, you can confront it. But if you doubt the monster, then it only grows bigger. So, um, and the monster represents humanity, and God represents humanity. So if you believe in God, essentially you start waging warfare against humanity, which, as we all know, religions love to wage war with the Crusaders and whatever, um, and the current Palestinian conflict and the current Russian conflict. Um, if you believe in God, you join together with others who believe in God, and then you go out and kill other humans who don't believe in God. It's this simple little trick that we all do and we all have done forever. Whereas if you don't believe in God, then you're actually protecting God. If you don't believe in God and you're a scientist, then you're pro humanity. If you do believe in God, then you're anti humanity because God purifies like fire. And that's not always easy. God purifies like fire. And what does God love most? God loves sacrifice. So humanity wants to be sacrificed for the greater good. And that's what Jesus represents, right? Everyone wants to be sacrificed for the greater good. It's the highest conception that we can come up with our ego, right? The ego can only come up with, well, I'm so important that if I sacrifice myself, everyone else will be saved. And that's just the ego speaking. Like Jesus represents the ego. And we have to keep the ego in check, because if the ego isn't in check, then we're constantly interpreting every conflict that comes our way as a battle, when really, in reality, you have to pick your battles. And your higher self, your conscience, or your superego, as Freud would put it, picks those battles for you and lets you realize that not everything has to be a battle. You don't have to win every battle. You only have to win the important ones just to stay afloat. And very quickly you will drown if you let your ego do the talking. If you let your ego do most of the talking, very quickly you will drown in all the conflict and battle that arises in your life. So pick your battles, believe in God, and um, um, yeah, pick your battles and believe in God.